Hey, Mike here with Riverview Turfworks, Fort Smith's local outdoor living and landscaping contractor. This video is going to go over a time-lapse build showing the creation of this patio you see right here. Before we start the physical work of one of these patios, we do provide a digital design which is approved by you. The first thing we're going to do when we get there to start the job is lay out our blueprint on the ground using spray paint and stakes. These get used throughout the process and we go through a whole lot of paint. After that, we're going to start with the subsoil or the excavation. This particular patio, we wanted a raised patio, so we did not do any excavation. We had previously worked on this yard putting a drainage system in, so we knew that the subsoil was perfect for this project. This photo here does show what excavation typically looks like. We typically got to take out about 10 to 12 inches of subsoil to get down to what we need. We do take drainage into account whenever dealing with the subsoil and throughout the entire project. We do not want you to have a pond underneath your patio. But otherwise, after doing the subsoil, we lay down our geotextile fabric, which is the black fabric you see here. The geotextile fabric prevents the gravel from sinking into the soil, which keeps you from having foundation issues in the future. Now our gravel base is going to be a minimum of 8 inches thick, and that's going to be 7 inches of our larger base rock that is compacted in 2-inch lifts. And then after that, we're going to put about a 1-inch screed layer on top using some pipes, and they're starting to do that right now in the video. This is smaller material. It allows us to make it laser smooth so that we can have a super smooth floor to begin installing the pavers on top of. Okay, so as soon as they get this in, they'll pull those pipes out, fill those voids full of the small rock, and begin laying the pavers. Pavers are going in here. We're using the Beacon Hill Unilock pavers, and they do have a particular pattern that they are required to be laid in. So the pavers themselves, they actually go down fairly quick. It's just all the prep work required to get to that point, and then all the finishing touches, which is kind of what they're starting to work on now. So you can see them start to make some saw cuts. Essentially what we're going to do is we're going to leave all our stakes in the ground that we use for our reference points. And that gave us our radius for the circle, and we will build the patio wider than that circle is going to be, and we'll go back and mark it and cut it with a saw, which is what they just did to create that round edge on the outside. And they've already started working on the flagstone inlay on the opposite side of the patio there. Now this particular property already had an existing flagstone patio behind the house, which is what the camera's sitting on top of right now. So what we wanted to tie the new patio into that somehow. So we not only had the beautiful pavers, but we also have that flagstone inlay on the opposite side to help tie that in. And now it's time for the border on the outside and fire pit time. So cutting out the fire pit now. And we will use fire bricks to go in the bottom of the fire pit, so you don't have to worry about popping concrete while you're enjoying your fire. Next up is the edge restraint. This helps hold all the pavers together throughout its lifespan. After that, we will compact the patio. This really flattens everything out and gives everything a uniform look. If we have any high or low pavers, we can take those individual pavers out and adjust them as necessary. Now it's time to install the paver sand. The paver sand acts similar to a grout, and it is actually what prevents paver patios from cracking. It stays just barely soft enough so that throughout the temperature cycles it does not crack, and allows them to just move slightly and move back to their original position. Now at this point, the patio and fire pit are both 100% complete. I do want to take a second here to point out how much wider the foundation is compared to the actual patio itself. This is very important for longevity of the product. Now in our case, this particular patio, the foundation is a little bit extra wide just because it is a raised patio. We are installing our natural stone landscape bed border around the fire pit area here to mimic that, and we're also going to extend the border all the way to the fence as well, putting in our large flag slabstone step as you see there. And we're going to put some fabric down before we put the plants in, but we're going to do mulch, we're going to do drip irrigation, and we're going to do some landscape lighting as well. The trees you see here are emerald green arborvitaes. They work great for privacy screens. They grow quickly. They get about 15 foot tall, 4 foot wide. And then the yellow plants are sunshine ligustrum. Now these are actually planted close enough to where when they're fully mature, they are going to be touching each other to create a full privacy screen. Now we did do a full backyard transformation at this property here. So in addition to the awesome patio, we installed 3 matching smaller beds that are also irrigated, landscape lighting throughout the entire backyard. We also installed these large flagstone slabs to provide a pathway from the gate to both patios in the backyard there. Last but not least, we installed some premium zoysia sod throughout the entire backyard to really give this place the luxury feel that it truly deserves. And then here, this photo here, you can see the existing flagstone patio that's up against the back of the house that really ties into that flagstone insert within the patio. All of our patios come with a 2-year warranty against settling or cracking, with an optional 10-year warranty available. Now this particular project you see here, the entire project, as in the entire backyard, cost just shy of $45,000 in the year 2024. So that should give you an idea if you have something similar in mind. But once again, I'm Mike here at Riverview Turfworks, Fort Smith's local outdoor living and landscaping contractor. We do service Northwest Arkansas as well. If you have a similar project in mind, or even if you have a simple landscaping project, irrigation project, lighting project, give us a call. We'd love to make your dreams a reality. 479-235-1390. Let's build something together.